Okay, folks, here's what I got today. Bulk delete. Let me make this a little smaller. This is where you can do like the checkbox thing, like you can in the back end. I'll show you. So on the back end, on the data side, you can do checkboxes and perform either updates or deletes, or you can do a batch delete too. But in Live App, it doesn't allow you to do that. Well, if you guys know KTL, and I'm assuming this video is for folks that have a little experience with it. Well, I had a use case, a client the other day who wanted it in the front end. I'll talk about the use case later. And they're on Classic. You can only do this in Classic. KTL hasn't made itself for the new one yet, next gen. But I'm going to take you through the details on how to do this. I'll be right back. Okay, let's get into this. How to do bulk delete in Classic apps using KTL. Now, again, I'm assuming you know a little bit about KTL, but first of all, you're going to have to go to the code part. And I'm not going to get into details about this specific. There's another video. I believe I have one, and Carl has a couple. JavaScript. This first section of code here is all this stuff you need to insert to have KTL work. And then it's a matter of configuring the KTL how you want it. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to give this as an example. Now, this is just my test app. But the use case I had before was a company that puts on shows, like home shows, senior shows. And registrants can go to a website and put in their name and say, hey, I want to go to a show. So they get a list of this. And that's done with a Knack form. And it accumulates a lot of records, tens of thousands every month. So once the show has happened, they get rid of them. And they're doing it manual right now because they want to. First, they export them. They're going to store them someplace else, and then they bulk delete them here. And they didn't want to have to go one by one, obviously, because there's lots of them. So that's the reason we did this. We didn't automate it. We will later, but they wanted to start it off manual. So here's what we do. First of all, you got to get this code and put it in here. And then what you're going to do, let's go find it. Down just a little bit. This bulk operations, I already made it. You have to turn bulk delete from false, which is default, to true. Okay? Then, and I'm going to use this expense line right here. We have a delete here, but we need to do a few things to get this to work. One, I'm going to go to that page, all expenses, and if you know the keywords that they have, well, this is what does that. This one's for edit, this one's for delete. So I'm going to put this in here, and you put it, again, this assumes you know how to do this. But when I was trying, I couldn't get bulk delete to work at first. I reached out for a little help, and then I got it. Thank you, Carl. You got to put this in here for it to work. Now, if you put this in for, I'm going to make a note of something. This doesn't show up, and I'm going to give you the links to KTL's GitHub, which gives you what these different keywords are, and it also gives an overview of how to do a bulk operation. That'll be in the description. So I put this here. Now notice if this was an edit, it would allow you to bulk edit right on this page. But they put a little more control on delete, because you can screw up bulk deletes, right? So they only want certain people to do it. Now, it's my understanding we have to create another user role called bulk delete. So I'm going to put that in here. Make sure to do that. And then I'm going to assign whoever I want to do it. In this case, I'm going to do me. And I'm going to add bulk delete. If you don't have bulk delete, it's not going to work. So, and you also have to have this delete button here, the action button. So what we have our bulk delete user role that I assign myself to, the keyword, which is put under in the settings under the description, but it's hidden because it knows what it is, and this delete button. Those are the three things that are important. Now I'm going to refresh it because we just did all those. And here we go. We got the functionality there. We can select everything on the page. We can select individual ones. And I'm not going to delete these because I use this thing. But delete selected for it's going to do it. So, and this would be limited to how many you can get on a page, by the way. So if we put a setting of 100 per page, and then you can say let user select and you go to 1,000. Well, if you're deleting stuff that's less than 1,000, you can do them all. If it's 1,200, you're going to have to do one group of 1,000, then do some more. In the back end, you have a bulk operation where you can select the criteria. But this is pretty much it. And I'm going to note something here. And I don't know if I just don't know this well enough. I got it to work. But look at here. I'm going to go to another place, international reps. Now I'm selected as that user role bulk delete. But I didn't put that keyword underneath here, and it's applying the bulk delete to this. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but it works. And again, whoever you're assigning the bulk delete user role to is probably someone who can handle it. There's someone who's not going to screw stuff up. So that's the deal. Thank you, folks.